Am I on? Is this thing on? Are we on? Hey everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Cheers.
Hi folks, Artimus Brain Sampler here, bringing you a new friend of mine, Daphne Rimmel. I'm not sure how she pronounces her last name. She and I just met, and things are going swimmingly. She has quite a look. She's got lovely hair, and she's got kind of a Tammy Faye Baker thing going, and she has some. I had to watch this video 4 times before I could really establish what her position on this was. And she introduced me to a thing that I wasn't familiar with. Not the Mandela effect. I'm familiar with that. It's this controlled opposition thing that scares people that I guess I kind of vaguely knew that there was a word for it or a term or whatever, but I had no idea that people had gone to quite this depth of understanding. And well, let's take a look and see what she has to say, because like I said, it took me 4 tries, so you have the benefit of my having already deciphered this mindless, incoherent psychobabble.
So what we're going to talk about right now is the Mandela effect. Now, I've been pestered to make a video about the Mandela effect. That is amazing. I didn't think I needed to. I don't even know where to begin.
Don't get lulled into thinking that she's going to say something intelligent or meaningful or in any way leads you to a logical path that you can follow, because she's going to see how lost she can get all of us. And somehow she manages to know exactly where she's fucking going, and I find that mind-boggling.
The Mandela effect is, it's driving me crazy. It's driving some of my friends crazy. And I know that it's driving a lot of other people even more crazy, because they're really buying into it. So I just thought I'd make a video. I'm gonna try to make this as condensed as possible, because like I've told you, I can't make a video longer than 15 minutes. And so I have to say what I have to say immediately.
First, let's talk about how sassy she is, because if you hadn't noticed, the girl got some sass. Second of all, what has she done that she's not allowed to post a video longer than 15 minutes? And third thing is that she doesn't jump right into anything. She meanders for quite a little bit, but, you know, chicks.
So, it is of my personal opinion that the Mandela effect is just a way to induce neuroses and drive everybody crazy. And I'd like to just explain why and how that works.
Dogs can't talk, so do they have brains?
Mandela effect was released right around the time of Flat Earth. Like right after Flat Earth. I believe that Flat Earth was released to make us look crazy, but that the Mandela effect was released to make us go crazy. Now, as other people can tell you who have studied psychology, I know that Redneck Tree Goddess studied psychology. Some people were aware that there have been studies done on what induces neuroses. There haven't been studies done. The government isn't out there doing studies to find out what will make you well-adjusted and happy and successful and fulfilled.
Well, no shit!
No. They're studying what they can do, the bare minimum of what they can do to drive you fucking crazy. And so all of these little changes have happened. Some people believe that it's a particle accelerator and they're doing it in a lab. That's the controlled opposition. That's the same thing with AIDS and HIV.
That seems a bit over the top though, doesn't it?
The controlled opposition is always going to tell you the government's doing it in a lab. No. No. They want you to fucking think they're doing it in a lab so that you think that they have power they don't really have. It's as simple as that. So if you think that all of these very tiny changes have occurred because of something they've done in a lab, they've won, and you're not with it, and please listen to this video. All of these changes were done over a period of time. And I believe that all of the versions existed at once. They were just in different areas. Like, I don't know if anybody's aware of the story or not, but there were two women who were doing the McDonald's little coupon thing where they do the Monopoly game. They lived on different coasts, and they mailed each other the parts of the game that they needed. Because they keep things pretty much separate. So I believe that it was always Chick-fil-A on the West Coast and always Chick-fil-A on the East Coast, or some version of that, and then they flipped it, and they didn't tell anybody when they did that. The same thing with the Berenstain Bears or Fruit Loops or Febreze or just the whole fucking list of them. They're just little corporate tweaks that the corporations did. The corporations tweaked those things.
Focus. What happened to the McDonald's chicks? Where did Chick-fil-A fucking come from? What are you fucking babbling about, you...
It's nothing that happened in a lab. But anyway, once they do this, they don't tell anybody. Nobody notices. Changes are too small for anybody to notice. And then the controlled opposition releases it. And they're like, ooh, we're in a lab and we're doing this and we're... Oh my God. And I don't know, like, why it's not more obvious that that's exactly what they're doing to induce neuroses in us. Because when people have these arguments over whether it was Berenstain Bears or Berenstain Bears, either side is absolutely certain, because they're right. They each saw it that way. That's how it is. It was both ways. Like,
so Daphne's name is Rimmel on one coast, and it's Rimmel on the other coast. They exist simultaneously. That's how we get this. This is a psyop from the government that says, hang loose. Don't mind the fact that your mind is completely fucking freaked out by the fact that we changed how we spell Fruit Loops and Looney Tunes because you're fucking dumb.
this isn't alcoholic.
Bitch, this is.
But my mouth gets a little dry. I get a little parched from all this bitching. Okay. The Mona Lisa. The Bible. Other things of this nature that have been recreated over and over and over again. It's not that they can change it with a particle accelerator. It's that they can change it because there's hundreds of thousands of them. You've never seen the Mona Lisa. I have never seen the Mona Lisa. To say that the Mona Lisa's smile has changed would mean that you saw a digital replica on the internet. All you've ever seen are fabrications. All you've ever seen are replicas. And it had a smile different. Some of them even have makeup on them. Go to the fucking Mona Lisa every year and look at it in whatever fucking museum it's in every 10 years to make sure that it hasn't changed.
Anybody else see any problems with the, I haven't seen the Mona Lisa, you haven't seen the Mona Lisa, it changes, whatever museum it's in the Louvre, honey, it's Miss Rimmel, Daphne, it's in the Louvre, it's in.
Nobody's done that. So the pictures on the internet have changed. And then with the Bible or anything, any of the books that have changed, or the movies that have changed. There's hundreds of versions of each book and each movie. Hardly any two Bibles are the same. There's some with even different translations within themselves. So there's so many different versions of all of these different things. They're not changing the things that are on your shelves. They're not changing your diary. They're not changing the Bible that's on your shelf. The controlled opposition is trying to drive you crazy and make you think that that's what's happening. And I was just trying to explain to Sunny Peaches the other day, like, if If you live with me, if you're my roommate, and I did tiny little things that absolve myself of the responsibility, like these little tiny tweaks that you couldn't really call me out on, over a period of time, it would induce neuroses in you. You'd go fucking crazy.
Everybody seems to need an excuse, Daphne.
And they know that. That's why they're doing it. So, is the Mandela effect real? Kind of. It's driving people crazy. That's what they wanted. But is it really in a laboratory? No. But people think that, and that's what they wanted. So they win, because they get what they wanted. Everybody's fucking, when you're arguing over the fucking lyrics in a song, or the words in a movie, if they have us arguing over Darth Vader, they have us arguing over words that came out of Darth Vader's mouth, they've won. Because you can say the shape of the earth is irrelevant all you want, but it could never be as irrelevant as what comes out of Darth Vader's mouth.
You know that feeling you have when you remember something one way and someone else remembers it another way, and neither of you can be completely certain which one of you is right because you're both so certain that it's you? That is the Mandela effect. If Daphne here would have taken the time to look into what the fucking name came from, she might have realized that it's not a psyop, that it's actually a psychological thing called confabulation, which, as far as $9 words go, that one's worth about $7.50. Basically, it's just you misremember it, like the spelling of Fruit Loops, or Febreze, or Chick-fil-A, or that incomplete story. What happened to the fucking McDonald's chicks? Did they win? Jesus. So anyway, there's probably nothing nefarious in misremembering things, or large groups of people misremembering things. It seems to have happened since humans became human. But this chick is just... Fair warning, do not start looking into her videos, because this is just the tip of the ice nip. This is the global warming hoax that the Chinese have been trying to lay on us for a generation, and this chick is the spearhead. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your likes, your subscriptions, and your shares. Don't forget to share. And hey, by the time you see this, I'll be back on my original Twitter, which is funny because some of you didn't even notice that @BrainSample isn't my actual Twitter name. My actual Twitter name is @ABrainSample. Who'd have thunk it? Mandela.
Or whether or not the Mona Lisa's smile has changed when nobody has actually gone and fucking looked at it. I don't know. I can't make this video too long, so I hope that my point was clear. I can do another video on this later. Yeah, same Mandela effect equals AIDS. Like, they just want you to think they created something in a lab, but they're just pulling strings to make you feel fucking crazy. And don't let it work. Go lay on your floor and do some yoga. Drink some fuzzy water and feel happy. Just don't let it bother you. The Mandela effect is only going to bother you as far as you let it. Thanks for tuning in.
Change